Yo, this is Music Exclusives TV. My name is Money Mal Millions. I'm here with Sasha Melo. How you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. It's a real hot day here in New York City.
That's a fact.
You know, it's gonna be a hot summer, especially when it comes to music. You know,
That's a fact.
you're from Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm. Flatbush.
Flatbush. Lot of good music coming out of there. But you know, it's still a pandemic.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Still a pandemic. Everybody is coming out of the lockdown. People getting vaccinated.
This is true.
But you know, talk to me about the pandemic. You know, how did you survive the pandemic? You know, and make it to this year. We all lucky to be here.
That's a fact. Like, first and foremost, God. Praise
the Lord.
I don't even think I'd be able to be here with you right now without God. I'd say, thankfully, nothing went my way. I had a plan for 2020 and nothing went my way initially. But I was protected, I was safe, I was inside, I was covered. So I couldn't really be too much in my bag. But survival, honestly, I was in the studio. If I wasn't at home, I was in the studio and I was writing and just really being in tune with myself and really trying to stay grounded and really prepare myself for what was to come. Because honestly, I felt like a shift coming. You know what I mean? Like something was changing, the world was changing. We went really digital real quick, real fast.
Real quick.
You know, like in the middle of the pandemic, not even in the middle, like the beginning of the pandemic, Zoom was like hot for a little bit, and then Zoom was everything. Like a week later, like Zoom was survival. And that was a little bit crazy. I was like, oh shit. Like,
I think people are still doing Zoom meetings. So
yeah, that's the new normal.
What about talk to me about Clubhouse, because at the beginning of the pandemic, it feels like that was the hottest thing in the streets.
You know,
and we have some people on the Music Exclusives team who really love Clubhouse.
Okay.
How do you feel about Clubhouse?
See, I'm not gonna hold you. I was a little bit late to the Clubhouse party. Like I got to Clubhouse, I'm not gonna lie, this year, like February this year. Shout out to Nas, he put me on. He got me the invite. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when I got on Clubhouse, I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna go back on IG though. Like this is nice. Like I sat in on some meetings and stuff like that, and I was like, this is what's up. But the memes, there was no memes. You know, like everybody was a guru,
an expert.
Yeah, everybody was
there's
an expert,
a lot of experts on Clubhouse.
Real fast. I was like, yeah, I'm good on this one. Thanks.
No, I feel you. So you went back to Instagram.
That's a fact.
But I know you were talking about in 2020 you had a plan. Mm-hmm. What was the plan, and you know, how did things kind of get derailed a little bit?
Wow. All right. So believe it or not, I had a 3 to 5 year plan. Mind you, it did not have music at all. That's right.
Hold on. Wait. So you're saying your 5-year plan did not have music involved? Oh my gosh.
No, it did not, because I was coming from a mind frame like I needed to build security for myself. You know, like I had recently moved out. You know, I was like a year out of my mama's house, a little bit independent, but I wanted to make sure that like my roots were good. You know what I mean? So like, at the time, I didn't think that I could build that security through music. You know, like I wasn't ready to get there. And lo and behold, the universe was like, nah, we gonna run that back.
Pulled you right back.
Yeah, I heard that plan, but you missing something in that plan. And I was supposed to start a job, and I wasn't able to. So I was on unemployment. Shout out to the pandemic.
Shout out to UE.
We up.
Shout out to the UE.
Shout out to the pandemic. You know what I mean? Came up a little bit, but you know, I used that because being on unemployment, it was a lot of free time suddenly. And it was like, what the hell do I do? Like, I'm not used to having free time. Like, I was always working, you know what I mean? So it was like, oh shit, not only do I have to have all this free time, but I'm also inside. And then I started to just go back to what I normally know how to do, which was music. And I just started writing, and I got challenged. I was like, you know what? What would you do if you heard this beat by this artist right now? And then something just told me to go on YouTube. Went on YouTube, and I found this beat. And I said, oh, I have not heard anything like this before.
Right.
Shout out to the producer, DB. And I was just like, oh shit. And I just started rapping. And I hadn't had that feeling in a long time. And then I was like, oh yeah, nah, fuck all that other 3 to 5 year plan.
Fuck the plan.
I gotta rewrite this and really recalibrate myself. And then in recalibrating, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm back on track now.
So you say you got back in the studio during the pandemic, but you had mentioned that it had been a while since you had that feeling. So when did you actually start doing music?
Recording music, I started recording music 15 with my cousin.
Okay.
Worldwide.
So that's a good link. Cousin Worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an artist as well.
And he put you on.
Not put me on, but he was
Not,
like,
you know, yeah, like told you get in there and,
yeah,
you know,
like,
put
you
it
need to
down.
do
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So
All right.
we were like, all right, bet. And then, you know, we started rapping together, writing together, working together, growing in our artistry and stuff like that. But school was kind of always my priority, so it always used to pull me back, you know, because it was kind of hard to put all of your love and devotion into two things at the same time.
Right.
You know
You went to public school?
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
New York City public school educated.
Right. Alumni.
Mm-hmm.
Any did any college or anything after high school and all that?
Yeah, I went to Hunter.
Oh, so you were here in New York City.
New York City.
Got it. So you started doing music with your cousin. Who inspired you to do music, or like what artists when you first started? What artists did you want to
be like?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. When I was a kid, when I was small, it was Rough Riders.
Ooh,
DMX.
yo, R.I.P. X, man.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
like,
X.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Dang.
I wanted to be a Rough Rider like so bad, but at the time I didn't think that they allowed any girls in, and I was like maybe 3 or 4 when like they were lit.
Wait, you ain't see Eve?
I'm getting there.
Oh.
So I'll never forget her first video with Rough Riders, and I was like, it's lit. Like, girls and shit, Rough Riders. I'm in there. Like, as soon as I get big, I'm out. And, you know, like, Drag On, DMX, and Eve, The Locks, like, just that whole movement was just so, like, inspiring.
There was so much energy behind it.
Passion.
Yeah.
Like, when they got on stage, they tore up the stage. DMX specifically tore up the stage. Like, I never wanted to not do it like DMX.
And they had the streets.
Yes. Speaking of the streets, I'm from Flatbush. So it was me, my mom, my dad. We driving in the car, whatever. We on Eastern Parkway. And I hear this noise. I never heard no noise, nothing like this before in my life. But I felt like I knew what the sound was, but I couldn't place my finger on it until I seen 1. Then I seen 2. Then I seen 5. Then I seen an ATV. And I was like, oh, could it be? And I was like, nah. Then like 5 more motorcycles pulled up. Then I seen a big R on the jacket. I was like, oh, shit.
That's how you know.
I was like, that's Rough Riders. But I'm like, no way. Is DMX in this? So I'm looking, trying to see if I see all yellow, red, purple, nothing. I ain't see him. He wasn't in the spot. But that's all right, because I saw Rough Riders that day. And that just like reaffirmed like what I saw on TV could actually happen in real life. You know what I mean? Like that was like, yo, you could do it. And then Aaliyah was also a really big inspiration for me, like my whole life. Like
rest in peace to baby girl.
Yeah, like
dang.
And now they're together, so I guess it's all right, you know what I mean? But those were big blows, I'd say, to me, but also really big inspirations. Shout out to Drake, shout out Kendrick, shout out Cole, like Jay-Z overall, though. Like, if you ask me who my favorite is, it's
Jay?
Jay, so it's gonna be Jay.
So what do you like? What do you like about Jay? And do you know, if you had to do a song with him one day, you know, what do you think that would be like?
If I had to do a song, I'm coming like 200%. I'm not. I'm. You can't have step with Jay, in my personal opinion. 1, he's from Brooklyn. 2, he's Jay-Z. You feel me? Like there's a certain standard that's there with Jay, and you know, to have like a career that long, and that many summers, you know what I mean, take over. You got to give him his flowers now.
Yep. And being an executive too. People forget that.
And putting people on too. That's another thing too. It's one thing to like make yourself hot, but when you pay it forward, I think that's the bigger blessing. He got
a lot of people paid, and he's still doing it too. Even athletes now, it's crazy.
Right.
Blessings. So you like this is switching gears a little bit, but when it comes to business and hip hop and everything like that, you know, do you have any is there anything that you've been doing outside of just creating to kind of build your brand, build yourself up, social media? What do you do outside of just creating?
Like music, outside of just creating music?
Yeah, outside of just creating music, what do you do to build your brand?
Well, presently, I'm focusing on like building my team up, really solidifying my core, making sure we're all good, we're all on the same page, and that we all have the same goals and stuff like that, because I feel like that's important. I feel like having a good foundation ensures that when you step, and you don't have to worry, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at right now. Shout out to my team. we doing what we can. You know, I'm doing shows and stuff like that outside of like the creation. I'm actually showcasing what it is we create, because as an artist, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I create things, I'm like, I don't want nobody to hear this. I don't want to share this with nobody. And then I'm like, but why did I make it again? To share it. And then, you know, I get out my feelings and I
mean, if you made it, there's something,
yeah, like,
something about it that,
maybe you should
know?
share it, you know. But there are some things that I do keep to myself. But I feel like that vulnerability in artistry is important. But outside of that, I'm working on building some foundations and networks in order to connect different industries. You know, in the long game. I'm playing a long game.
I like that. Nah, as you should, you should, because you know you want to be around for a long time.
That's a fact.
That's a fact too. You mentioned performing though. When did you first start performing?
Well, in school, you know, like I would do like plays and stuff like that. That's kind of how it started. Like
acting.
Yeah, you know, like in school, like elementary school plays and stuff like that. You get a part in a play. Started off like that, but like I'd say music performances in high school talent show. Shout out to Midwood. That's probably like my my stomping grounds in terms of like Sasha Melo development. Like I went through a whole lot of development in Midwood High School, like in my artistry. Really like got my stripes, really, you know, like discovered who I am, who I want to be, what I want to do, not only academically but artistically too. You know what I mean? So that was important.
Back in high school, so you were still making music at the time, but like you kind of mentioned that you hadn't had that feeling. Like what is that feeling that you had back then that you've been getting back to lately?
I wish I could tell you. It was just like a vibe. Like it's hard to really put into words, but when you feel it, you know it. Cause like sometimes your inner critic gets in the way of like the creating process, and then believe it or not, that's when you stop yourself from creating. Like you constantly critique what you bring forward. How often do you think that yourself is going to give you more? You know what I mean? Like how much more would you continue pouring into your cup if you critique everything that you pour? So I had to like check myself on that, and then slowly but surely I said, you know what, let me flex this muscle real quick, and flex I did, and that's how Choosy came about. And I was like, yeah, nah, it's on. Like it's
I heard Choosy. I was listening to it, and I think the other one, Lionhearted. I love Lionhearted. That's a really good one, because I felt like your message on that was, it kind of like resonated with me a bit.
Blessings, I appreciate that.
Like what type of message do you try to put into your music? I want to hear it straight from you. I'm listening to the music, it's different. I want to hear it straight from you. What did you mean specifically on Lionhearted? How did that even come about, and what type of message do you put into your music?
All right, so how Lionhearted came about, I had gave myself another challenge, because after hearing Choosy, I was like, all right, he gave me 2 more beats. So I was like, okay. Then I had got 3 songs with him. And then I said, you know what? My goal is to get 7 with him. Because at this point, I was like, I think we had hit a rhythm, and I'm like, I'm not going to hold you. Like, I like this. Right. Like, it's been a minute since I've been, like, not intimidated by a beat, but challenged. Okay. You know, like, go on YouTube and hear a beat that I really like I really want to work with the producer, not just take the beat, but work with the producer. I bet. So my challenge was to get 7. I think Lionheart was either song 4 or 5 of that 7 that I had challenged myself in. And when I first heard the beat, I was stumped. I was like, oh my God, this is like the best beat I've ever heard in my life. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do on this song? Damn, I don't want nobody else to go on this, but I don't know what to say. I was like, damn, I have to leave it alone. I was like, fuck, I'm not ready for it.
Right.
So I came back. I think I wrote maybe 2 more songs. And then I came back to the beat, because I love the beat.
Oh, you doubled back to it.
Yeah,
okay.
I spun the block on that one.
I got you.
The block. And then I played it after not listening to it for maybe like 2 weeks. And then before I could think about it, I was singing I Will Not Fail the Ones Before Me. And then I was like, oh shit.
There you go. There you go.
I was like, oh, and I was like,
there you
okay.
go.
And then once I was in that vibe, once I tapped into the frequency, it just started to flow.
Yeah.
But like when I got into the studio though, like once I had this song, I was like, yes, I did it. It was like, oh, accomplishment. But now you got to record it, because it's one thing to write it. Now you got to go in the studio, perform it.
So many different takes.
Oh, my goodness.
I feel you.
I had a low key, out of body experience while recording it. Cause like,
Wow.
on the ad libs though, cause I don't write ad libs. It's just whatever comes to me in the stool is what comes to me. Whatever ad lib you hear that was freestyle. Boom. It just is what it is. Like, if I like it, I keep it. If I don't, mute it. That's it.
All right.
So on the ad libs now, it was just like I started speaking Creole, and I was just like, I didn't anticipate speaking Creole, but it happened nonetheless, and I was just like, okay, this really is meant to be. This really was the time, because I kind of dedicated it to my grandmother as well. You know, like just paying homage to the people that came before me, because I did lose, you know, a lot of major players in my life that I'd say were influential on me and in my craft as well. Like my grandmother, she didn't necessarily like me rapping, but she loved that I sung. So
Wait, she was, so what would she, you know, how did she react to you rapping?
I remember one time, me and my cousin, Worldwide, we were performing, and we did a little thing. We were rapping and singing.
Wait, where were you performing?
In front of her.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
You know, it was in the living room.
Oh, all right. I thought, I gotta make sure. I didn't know if you were in the auditorium somewhere.
Nah,
you never know.
This is the original stage, my grandmother's living room. So this is the OG stage, and we performing for her. Haitian woman, proud. She was like, Steffi, just sing. She's like,
oh, so she wanted you to actually sing. She didn't like the rapping.
Nope, she did not want me rapping.
But what was it? Was it like the culture of rap, or was it the actual lyrics? Like, what didn't she like?
I don't know if it was me being a girl. I don't know. I don't think she didn't like rap music, because my uncle would play it all the time. So I just didn't think she wanted her granddaughter rapping.